Hello, scrappy friends. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to our second video in our 10th series of Keeping It Simple. And we are talking about the movable 6x12. So if you missed the first one, then I suggest going back and looking at it. I will have it linked at the end of this video, as well as the entire Keeping It Simple playlist will be linked. But I would say go back and watch that if you want to see what we're talking about this movable 6x12. I love using this length of paper, and I wanted just to show its flexibility. So in the first video, we did a horizontal view and we put our 6x12 piece at the top. So this time I'm going to show an example of using the 6x12 in a vertical format. So as you can see, I'm already set up and ready to go today. I am using the Full of Wonder collection and some Stardust White cardstock for my background, and you'll see here it's this one. It was on a cardstock buffet this past summer, and it's white with these cute little specks, and I just love it. And I wanted to use it on today's layout because I want to document some photos of our Girl Scout days when my daughters were both Girl Scouts and I was their leader. We did a lot of fun activities, and today this is going to be showing about 3 different activities. I don't want to do a full 2-page spread for each one, so I'm kind of combining things, and I'm going to do just a few highlight pages instead of documenting each individual event. So that's what I'm going to document today, and I thought that the Full of Wonder collection is just beautiful for this because it has deep, dark, rich colors, and it's going to really help pop out my photos. I've already pre-cut this page into the 6x12, and today I do want to start with it horizontally across the page. I'm going to put it probably about 1.5 inches in from the side. Then what I would like to do is bring in some tools and some more smaller pieces of paper to kind of highlight and accent my page. So my first tool I'm going to bring in is the double Rickrack border making cartridge. This one punches out 2 rows of Rickrack. So my idea is to punch this 2 times on a 12-inch piece and give me enough Rickrack to come over here and kind of cover up that transition between the turquoise paper and the white paper. And for that, I'm going to bring in a piece of eggplant and go ahead and get that punched out. And there we go. That's the look I'm going for. A big block with some small trim on the outside. And now I don't have much of this Full of Wonder collection left, so I'm basically going to be using the same pattern and just a different color, but I'm okay with that because I don't really want this to be like any icon paper or anything, because like I said, I don't have a specific theme. So I thought I would take about a good chunk of this, so maybe 2.5 inches to 3 inches, and cut a strip for each side and kind of come down and across like that with this pretty blue paper. And here we go. I did a 2.5 inch by 12 inch for this side, and I'm going to lay it right about here, and I want it to span the whole way across. But on the right hand side, I only did a 10 inch by 2.5 inches, and I want it to end right here. So it's going to run like this. And the reason I want it to stop right here is because I want to give this a banner cut. So I'm going to bring in my 3-in-1 ribbon punch. This is a punch that was available in a secret box last year, I believe. And just to use it to give me a nice clean banner here. A lot of times I cut my own, but I have a specific reason I want to do this. And so this holds up to a 2.5 inch, so I'm going to slide that right in. So now it looks like a ribbon or a banner running all the way across from one page into the other page. The next thing I want to do is bring in yet another color and this time it's this purple lavender color, And I'm going to use my custom cutting system to cut out a circle. So my idea is, this is the medium circle in our template system, and my red blade, I'm going to go around the outside, cut a circle to come over here on the right hand page. So a nice big circle, and I'm going to slide that right under my banner like this. And then while I have this out, I know I'm going to want to bring in a circular element to this side. So I'm going to bring in my small circle and cut another circle on the outside with the red blade, a little bit smaller circle this time. And put that on the left hand side. Okay, so I have this strip here placed about at the 5-inch mark, so 5 inches up from the bottom. So let me go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to get everything adhered down and bring in my photos for some photo placement. Okay, hold on. We are ready to place our photos, and I have everything adhered down. I have this one loose. I just have it sitting up here so it doesn't get lost on my desk. So I just have it loose up here for now. Probably bring this back in as an embellishment cluster base. Okay, so my photos. I'm going to use my band as much as possible to house my photos. So I think this one is going to come somewhere around here. And like I said, I have 3 different events for this one layout. And I'm going to have to use some peekaboo pockets, I'm pretty sure, because I want to still see my background and everything, but I want to keep a lot of these photos big. So like these 3, for example. It's not so much what we're doing in the photos, or more about the van. The van became a staple in our outings, and the girls just loved the van, and I captured some of these moments in this van that I used to have, and they just loved it, and they had nicknames for the van. And what I found out later was that they actually enjoyed driving in the van, in my van, because it was an older van, and I didn't mind if they ate food in there. And another mom that would go with us a lot, I was told later on that her van was newer and she didn't allow the eating and drinking to go on in the van, and it didn't bother me. We always cleaned it out when we got home, but and I found out later on they really loved it, and it was pretty spacious, so we got a lot of fun activities in that van. So anyway, this is more about the van itself. So I'm going to keep these all together and then bring in a peekaboo pocket at the end. And so these I think I'm going to put over on this side, kind of this area. I have a lot of room here that I can move over into the block a little bit more. Okay, so I kind of like that area. The next couple are all of one event. It was this same event. This was a group photo. I decided not to show that photo, so I'm bringing in this card to hold its spot. These are going to be kept in a 6x4 format, and then this one will be as well. So I'm going to place that one maybe right along here, and maybe even bring this one down a little closer. And then this is also part of the same activity, and I think what I'll do is now scoot this one over and bring it up like that, so that it'll come down and around like that. That'll be one activity. And then one last set, and I have these cute photos. We were helping out at a school function. They had this little gel set up, so we had some fun photos taken with that. I'm going to put this in a peekaboo pocket as well, but I'm going to need something else to put in there, either a journaling card or one of the great map cards that came with this collection, because I do have another idea for my journaling. In fact, let me show you what that is. So I have my banner running across here, and the reason I wanted such a nice clean cut and even cut is I want to cut some lined paper to fit in my banner right here. and I want to have a nice clean cut so it matches up nicely. So this was 2.5 inches. I want my journaling lines to run this way. So I'm going to cut this down to 2 1/4 and use my punch again to punch that out. So I've cut this down to 2 1/4 by 4 inches, and I'm going to bring back in my punch. Now there's not a marking on here for 2 1/4 inches. I can do 2 or 2.5, so I'm going to have to eyeball it. So for that, I like to turn it over, and I just want to center it as best as I could between the two ends. Okay, so I'll push it up in there. That looks pretty good to me. And there we go. And I'm going to slide this right like that, so that I can see the outer edge of the banner and have my journaling box right in there. I think that is such a good use of space. And then for up here, since I'll have an extra space, I would like the peekaboo pocket to flip up like this, and I have this spot right here. I want to bring in a card from the map pack, and this one is really cute. It just says Epic Adventures, and I think that explains some of our projects, our service projects that we did, and some of our outings that we did. Then that would be perfect. This is a double-sided one, vertical and horizontal, so I'll be using the horizontal side, and it's going to match perfectly with all my papers and stuff because it did come from the same collection. And yeah, I'm going to like that a lot. Okay, so that's my photo placement. I don't think I'm going to mat any of them because like these will be in peekaboo pockets. This one's I've already have trimmed down, but I still have this photo here, which I said was a group shot, and I kind of want to accent that one a little bit. So I had another card from the map pack, and it's I like this purple background because I did bring in some of that purple in other areas. So I thought that would be nice to kind of highlight that photo only, and then the rest I'm going to just bring in a little closer and it'll sit like that. Okay, let me go ahead and get all of this, get those photos adhered down, and I'll be right back and we'll be ready to do some embellishing. And you know, I'm going to pause here and ask if you don't mind to please click that like button. I really appreciate every single time you do it. It really has been helping my algorithm. So thank you for doing that, and I'll be right back. So this one is definitely keeping it simple. I'm going with some very tone-on-tone papers for my layering, and then the background being that white. I'm loving it. I think it's coming out perfect as to what I wanted it to. Okay, so let's start embellishing. I have some stickers and some die cuts left in this collection, so I'm going to just really rely on what I have left to accent my page, but it's not going to be specifically Girl Scout related, but I think there's enough in this collection that I can really highlight these events. Let me go ahead and start with this circle, and I'm going to cut it right in half, and I'm going to take half that circle and bring it up here. It'll just run right off the page, so it'll be just topped up there, and I think right about here in the middle of my 6x12 block. And this will be one of my cluster areas. I think I'll do some embellishment clusters here, maybe right down here by this photo here, and then maybe right over here at the top of this circle, but I have all that room as well. Like I said, I've already dipped into the sticker sheet. I've already used my powdering tool to kind of take off the sticky so that I can play around. So I think for my title, I don't feel like every page needs a title, but I like to just have a system that I can go through. So I have my journaling block and my title, and this one is a sticker from the sheet, and it just says Chasing Dreams, and I thought that's kind of perfect for Girl Scouting. We did a lot of talk about our future plans, and so I think that would be perfect. And I think I want to bring it over here onto my circle. In fact, I think I'm going to pop that up onto some foam. And there we go. Let's see. I kind of want it almost overhanging into my journaling spot just a little bit, like that. I also feel like when you embellish, that when you're using things that have some text or some wording, it really helps to accent your journaling as well. So I won't have to say that like, oh, we had these epic adventures with the Girl Scouts. I could more talk over here about what we were doing and when we were doing it. Having said that, I'm going to bring in these 3 stickers here. They're little banner stickers that were on the sticker sheet. And I think this is just going to really help out my journaling. So I'm going to say, use this one here. It says here and now. And then from the heart, because a lot of the things that we did were service related. So like, even though we were having fun hanging out here at this little gel sign, we did some service for this school event first. And then they just happened to have this cute little prop as we were leaving. We kind of hung out and took those cute photos. These were also at a service project. So a lot of what we did was service from the heart. So I think that's perfect, from the heart. And then we have brilliant. I think that helps to kind of talk about this, the girls in general. So I like that. For up here, I brought in this little tag from my stash. And this actually fell out of my binder the other day, and I left it on my desk, and I thought, perfect. I'm using black and blue in this overall theme. So now I've incorporated black a couple times. So I thought, perfect. I'm going to put that right up here. And then on the sticker sheet, it had this cute little sticker. It looks like a little banner with some washi tape. So I thought that's super cute. Happy little moments. And I'll give some close-ups at the end. Let's scoot it over a little bit so it's hanging. So my banner is kind of hanging into my layout a little bit more. There we go. Then we had this sweet butterfly in this left on my sticker sheet, and it has all the different colors. So I thought, why not bring it in and put it right up there. I think what I'll do is scoot the tag out a little bit. Put it back like this and like that. Yep, I love that. Now down here, I liked this one. It says, let your light shine. Super cute. And I thought it would be cute down here. This way now I have words in all 3 of my cluster areas. But I need something to put that on because it's really fading into the background, and I want it to pop off of this photo area a little bit more. So I'm going to bring in some black cardstock and my circle punch. This is a 1 3/4 inch punch. It's going to be a little bit big for that sticker, but I think it's going to work out great. Again, I'm incorporating the black color because now I've incorporated it in every area. So this will be like almost as if it's a cluster base. And you see it fits pretty nicely on there. It gives a nice rim around it. So I think that's going to be perfect. And now it really pops out. In fact, I'm going to put it up on a little foam tape. So let me see. I have a few more things pulled out here. I had this cute camera. I think cameras are perfect for any layout because we have pictures on most all our layouts, right? So I'm going to take the little camera and maybe tuck it right in there off to the side from the cluster area like that. And maybe even scoot that over and down a little bit because I want to bring in these 2 starbursts. And I'm going to take one and kind of put it like that, almost like looking like it's a flash on a camera. Let's move this one in first. And then this one, just to kind of accent and bring in some more of my colors down here in that cluster. And now that I brought in those 2 starbursts, I would like to bring in 2 more and put them up here in this area. So I'm thinking I'll do one maybe right there in that corner of that little tag, and then maybe one right up here, and push that will be pushed all the way to the top. Yep, I like that a lot. Over here, now I'm bringing in, I started with some bigger elements and now I'm kind of getting them into the small elements. And after the smaller elements is when I would bring in finishing touches. I had these 3 hearts on the sticker sheet, and I thought they were super cute, so I thought I'm going to bring them up. This has been my new thing lately, is slightly off of the cluster area into my open area. I like to bring in some little random stickers, and I think it's just a little phase I'm going through. So when you go through those phases, you just roll with it, right? So I'm gonna do something like that, put the 3 up there to bring in more of that black. And of course, I think hearts are just like cameras. They go on most any of my layouts. For the finishing touches, now, if you remember, this collection did not come with gems, but what it came with are these little stickers that look like gems. So I have 2 blue ones, and I thought I'll just bring them right up here, the bottom of that tag, just to bring in a little more blue up there and put it just like that. And then I have 1 more little gem. I ended up using all of those, and it's a little purple one. So I thought I'm going to bring it right down over here and maybe put it off to the side, kind of like I did with the hearts over here. Okay, so that is my layout for today. I'm gonna get all of that adhered down, and I'll show you some close-ups at the end, but that's my layout for our second video in our Keeping It Simple series, and I feel like I did exactly that. I kept it very simple. I moved that 6x12 into a vertical spot instead of horizontal, and then brought in some very simple pattern papers and some very simple embellishment clusters. So I hope you like this idea. I hope it gives you some kind of inspiration on how to use that very popular size of 6x12. Well, that's it for today. Take care, everybody, and I'm going to see you real soon with video number 3. Bye-bye for now. And don't forget, if you haven't seen video number 1, I'm going to link it right up here, as well as the entire playlist right down over here.